is News 3 Now at 6.
First tonight, we have breaking news. UW-Madison leaders have voted to eliminate spring break and to delay the start of the spring semester.
Under this plan approved about a half hour ago, the spring semester will now start on January 25th. That's a week later than originally scheduled. Now, here are the latest COVID-19 numbers from UW-Madison. Another 211 students, both on and off campus, tested positive yesterday. One additional staff member also tested positive, bringing the total number of staff and students who contracted the disease to more than 2,100.
Those rising numbers could mean costly student refunds for the university. The UW wants to give students more time to decide, but some students want answers now. Jamie Perez spoke to a student who created an online petition in hopes to get partially, if not fully, refunded. Jamie?
Right, well, whether or not students will get reimbursed for tuition is still up in the air, but one student that I spoke with today started an online petition to hopefully get some money back for some amenities that they say that they do not have access to. It's not a huge amount, less than $1,000, but to Breon Newble, it's the principal.
Seeing as campus is currently closed and will be for the next 2 weeks and can probably be reasonably expected to be closed for the remainder of the semester, there's really no chance of us being able to utilize most of the services that we're technically paying for.
He started an online petition calling for the university to give back the $750 in service and amenity fees it charged each student.
Kind of makes no sense how the money is kind of being absorbed by the university with no clear indication as to whether or not students will be receiving those fees back if indeed everything is closed or not.
Some students are in favor of getting the money back, especially when it comes to housing, but also tuition.
At the end of the day, remote learning just is not at the same quality as face-to-face in-person learning in the classroom, and it shouldn't be valued the same way.
The university has to come out with what's going to happen after the lockdown. So if they say after the lockdown that we have no ability to use any of the rec facilities or the other things, then 100% I think we should be reimbursed partially with the fee.
The deadline for the full tuition reimbursement passed last Friday, but this afternoon, Chancellor Rebecca Blank said that could change.
We are considering moving our tuition reimbursement deadline back, until at least these 2 weeks have finished.
According to the university's policy, if a student withdraws from the school entirely, these campus fees the petition refers to will be reimbursed along with tuition. But if a student remains enrolled, the fees are not refunded because students will still have access to the services. But with an uncertain future ahead and no known answers as to if students will even remain on campus,
I think they should be taking more of a proactive approach, because looking at the current situation that we're in and how it was kind of anticipated, I kind of feel like they should have known better.
the deadline for students to get a full tuition refund was last Friday, September 11th, but as you just heard the chancellor say, that deadline may be pushed back. We will let you know what the university's future plans are when the 2-week quarantine ends.
All right, Jamie, thank you. UW-Platteville opening a new temporary testing site this week. It'll be open to the general public as well as students this Wednesday and Thursday. It will be located at the Lower Circle off Greenwood Avenue. The testing site both days will be open 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Appointments are not necessary, but pre-registration is encouraged. More than 1,000 students and their parents are pivoting to online education abruptly. Janesville School District wants to make sure it stops coronavirus cases before they spread in at least 2 buildings. Adam Duxter live outside Craig High School with why students are saying they saw this coming. Adam?
Whether or not they wanted to learn in person or online. But after just a bit more than 6 days, it's not going to make a difference. Everybody's going home until at least September 25th. Now, today, district officials announced both Craig and Roosevelt Elementary schools are pivoting entirely online, and after 11 days, the district's going to reassess. Students I talked to today as school was letting out say they're disappointed, but they're not surprised.
It's not normal at all. There was already an eerie sense that something was going to happen this year, and a lot of the seniors, we were already calling it, and we had a lot of teachers telling us, you know, prepare for going into online. Like, the whole last week was just preparing for online, so they were just, you know, at least in my eyes, I feel like they, you know, were getting, like, ready for it to happen.
District officials say as of last Friday, 5 students here at Craig had already tested positive for COVID, but since then that number has grown each day to a point where those district officials felt like they couldn't keep up. And coming up tonight at 10, you'll hear from district leaders as well from parents who are wondering where they're going to go from here.
Across the state, Wisconsin has now officially topped the 90,000 mark for confirmed COVID-19 cases. Today, there were more than 900 new cases, which is a significant drop from yesterday. 18 more people were hospitalized today and 1 additional death. As for the positivity rate, that increased about a percentage point from yesterday. Out of the nearly 4,000 tests done, 19.7%, or nearly 1 in every 5 tests, came back positive.
All right, here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a peek at our first warn forecast. Gary?
Well, we had hazy sunshine today, Eric. A lot of that because of high altitude wildfire smoke that was streaming across the Midwest. You can see this on the time lapse from the WISC TV Skycam looking out toward the east. You can see some lower clouds coming in from the north and then some lower clouds coming in from the south later on in the afternoon as the winds started to shift. So with southerly winds, temperatures will actually stay milder for tonight. It's actually a little surge of warmer air that's coming in our direction. You can see that on visible cloud track, but there's not a drop of rain anywhere across the Midwest right now. Things very quiet. Looks like our temperatures will stay mild. Right now we're at 70 in Madison. Temperatures are in the 60s to our north and east, lower 70s to the south and west. Temperatures will drop into the upper 50s tonight. Look for a sunny, breezy, and mild day tomorrow with a high of 79. But later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes a little cooler weather for the end of the week.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court just saved a lot of paper. It ruled late this afternoon the Green Party will not be on your ballot this fall. In a statement tonight, the court writes in part, the petitioners delayed in seeking relief in a situation with very short deadlines, and that under the circumstances, it is too late to grant petitioners any form of relief that would be feasible. Essentially, the court said the election has already started, and changing ballots now could lead to a lot of confusion. That ruling means clerks can get to stamping and shipping. It's a decision they were waiting on and hoping would come in time to meet a deadline. Our Gabriela Becerra spoke with several in Dane County today.
Perhaps one of these postcards showed up in your mailbox recently. It's a reminder to plan ahead if you want to vote absentee. Problem is, many clerks haven't been able to send out any ballots yet. Stacks of absentee ballots without the Green Party's presidential candidate needed to sit today, and they did until the state Supreme Court ruled late this afternoon not to include the Green Party's candidate. Had the court ruled the other way, all of these ballots would have been thrown out, and new ones would have needed to be reprinted, delaying the process to get ballots mailed and possibly forcing clerks to miss certain deadlines.
If it is determined that we need to reprint ballots, I think something's going to have to be done to give us a little bit of leeway, because I don't think we'll be able to make that Thursday deadline.
Because of the coronavirus, clerks are seeing record numbers of absentee requests. So regardless of when ballots arrive, don't just let them sit. If you do plan to vote by mail, clerks recommend getting your ballot back into the mailbox as quick as possible. Otherwise, you could drop it off at the clerk's office drop boxes or at your polling place on Election Day. In Sun Prairie, I'm Gabriela Becerra, News 3 Now.
Starting the last Saturday of September, the city of Madison will host Democracy in the Park. A poll worker will be in each of the 206 city parks collecting absentee ballots and registering people to vote.
Vice President Mike Pence was in Janesville today in the first of 3 Trump campaign stops scheduled in Wisconsin this week.
Vice President held a rally with about 250 people at the Holiday Inn Conference Center this morning. Amanda Quintana is here with what he spoke about and how local Democrats are reacting.
Pence has been to Wisconsin a few times in the last few months, sometimes to tour facilities, but today he said he was here for one reason only: to get President Trump reelected. His speech focused on the administration's commitment to law and order. He again credited Trump for stopping violence in Kenosha. Democrats say this is all a distraction from the mistakes the administration has made around coronavirus, but Pence kept his focus on law enforcement, sending his thoughts and prayers to the 2 Los Angeles County deputies shot during an ambush this weekend.
They literally put their lives on the line every day. They count our lives more important than their own. And those who serve in law enforcement deserve the respect of every American every day.
Trump and Pence might be allergic to the truth, and the facts show the gross mismanagement of what they've done around COVID-19 that's cost us tens of thousands more lives than had to be lost.
Pence did mention Trump's response to the pandemic, claiming he put the health of America first by suspending travel from China. He says that action alone saved many lives. But Congressman Pocan says the impact of COVID-19 is not over. Supplies are still needed on the front lines. People are still out of work, and the economy is still struggling. There will be 2 more Trump campaign stops this week in Wisconsin. The president will be in Mosinee on Friday, and Donald Trump Jr. will be near Wausau tomorrow.
Republican Senator Ron Johnson says President Trump deserves to win more than 1 Nobel Peace Prize. The Wisconsin senator told Republicans on a video conference call today that the president, quote, should win at least 1, end quote. Johnson noted Trump's signing of an economic normalization deal with Serbia and Kosovo earlier this month, as well as the peace deals between Israel and Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates.
Still ahead tonight, UW Health honoring local healthcare heroes amid the pandemic. Plus, a downtown business makes a last-ditch effort to stay afloat. That story when we come back.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Donald Trump is lying again. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone making under $400,000. Biden will close tax loopholes for big corporations. Trump's tax cut giveaway exploded our debt, so he's threatening Social Security and Medicare. Biden will make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share, so we can protect Social Security and Medicare and invest in schools and health care.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Come in today for Rubens' annual leather event. Rubens has received generous discounts from all our fine leather suppliers. Natuzzi, American Leather, and many other manufacturers have allowed Rubens to give you up to 10% off on all leather furniture. Rubens' downtown store and Westside store have many pieces that are available for immediate delivery. Remember, all interior design services are complimentary. Stop into either Rubens today for our leather event.
Uneven surfaces are a major hazard to your family, friends, and employees. Don't risk another fall. Let Concrete Lifting Technologies raise up your pavement. Our minimally intrusive process uses polyurethane to level sunken concrete and provide an even surface. Plus, this process is a fraction of the cost to replacing your driveway. Concrete Lifting Technologies, Southern Wisconsin's premier concrete leveling specialists. For a free estimate, contact us today.
At the New Balance store, we go above expectations and beyond shoes. We're here to help runners achieve their goals and push their limits in every sport or adventure they pursue. That kind of performance demands real innovations in technology, shape, and fit, and we're experts in all of it. So, no matter why you run, your best race starts here. Stop by and experience the difference of your local New Balance store today.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to the experts at New Balance Madison.
New Balance Madison, Hilldale.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. A downtown Madison business is reaching out for help. The Irish Pub on State Street says it won't be able to stay open much longer after a steep downturn in business linked to the virus. As a last-ditch effort, the owners have decided to start a GoFundMe page.
I mean, State Street rent's very high. Downtown rent in general is very high. And again, there's really nobody is willing to help. So we had to take it in our own hands to get the help we can get.
He says what has made it even more difficult is the city and county health department specifically targeting bars and taverns. So far, the page has raised more than $9,600 of their $60,000 goal. The Irish Tavern has been in downtown Madison for 37 years.
6 months into the pandemic, UW Health says this week it'll be recognizing healthcare heroes in our community, and today they're highlighting phlebotomists. Their job is to collect blood and other specialty samples from patients in a variety of inpatient and outpatient settings for medical testing. During the pandemic, UW Health phlebotomists have become more important. For example, the phlebotomy team at UW Hospital has assisted in collecting more than 20,000 COVID-19 antibody tests. And it's still to come at 6, an update on the situation in Kenosha as that city begins to rebuild. And we'll show you the video as Madison police ask for your help identifying an armed robbery suspect on the Far East Side.
Plus, we'll get a look at your first warn forecast for the work week ahead, including some more chances to get back into the 70s. Stay with us.
In the race
race for a vaccine. The finish line is approaching. Safety protocols in place. And the greatest economy the world has ever seen coming back to life. But Joe Biden wants to change that.
I would shut it down.
Why would we ever let Biden kill countless American businesses, jobs, and our economic future when President Trump's great American comeback is now underway?
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Check out Menard's huge selection of flooring products. We carry every style to fit every room of your home, including Style Line vinyl plank flooring, which is durable, water-resistant, and features a wood grain finish. U-Tile modular carpet tiles are durable and perfect for bedrooms, basements, as well as home and commercial offices. Give your floors the update they deserve and save with 11% off all of it. Right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Get more for your kitchen now at the Brothers Main Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale. We want you to absolutely love your new kitchen, so you'll get big, big savings on the latest incredible products from GE and our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. We want you to be 100% satisfied every time. That's why we're the More Store. The Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale with more selection, more savings, and more kitchen. Now at the Brothers Main, your local store for more since 1938.
A little compassion goes a long way at the Century House. Donate $50 or more to charity and save more than ever before on stressless seating. Get up to $400 off stressless recliners and office chairs, plus save hundreds more with $200 off every sofa seat you buy. Now's the perfect time to help others and fill your home with the unmatched comfort and beauty of stressless seating. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Why do Black Americans knowing they could lose their life in the course of just living their life?
Part of freedom is to be free from racism and all of its manifestations.
They deserve to be treated with dignity. They gotta know we're listening.
Reforming policing in this country means creating a national standard on use of force and hold police officers accountable.
We have such an opportunity now to change people's lives for the better. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Madison police investigators are asking for help identifying a suspect in an armed robbery case. It happened a week ago, September 7th. This was at Casey's General Store on Cross Hill Drive on the Far East Side. They say a man entered the store with a 12-inch knife. Police released this surveillance video and 6 other images. We have them all posted at channel3000.com. If you know who this is, you're asked to contact police or Madison area Crime Stoppers. A person was injured yesterday morning after he was thrown from his boat on Lake Mendota. According to a release from Madison Fire, the man went overboard after hitting a rock near Picnic Point. He was wearing an inflatable life vest, but it didn't inflate properly. Another nearby boat came to help until the fire department's lake rescue team got there. The man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
The mayor of Kenosha today laid out a plan to move the city forward, but a group of people waiting outside is still wondering why they are being left out of the process. Rebecca Clough reports.
Kenosha's mayor and faith leaders laid out a plan to move forward following the shooting of Jacob Blake and the protests in the city.
We need to make sure that as time goes on, we correct the problems that we need to deal with.
Some of those issues include racism, criminal justice, and education. The plan, bring in the Department of Justice to work with faith leaders and to decide on an action roadmap for the city.
The roadmap and the listening sessions are going to be the future for our community.
While the mayor spoke, dozens of concerned community members were waiting outside.
We don't know some of the ministers who haven't reached outside beyond their church. Some of them have. You're going to get a crowd like this showing up saying we're the people of Kenosha, and we don't. Who's standing and speaking for us?
And in this case, literally, what we're doing today, we're basically laying out how we're going to move forward.
The mayor said no committees have been formed yet. Owens hopes moving forward, the city will bring in more people who have not had their voices heard, including those standing outside the news conference.
It needs to be a variety of Kenosha citizens.
Well, wildfires or tropical storms, which one will play a role in our weather? Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti, our first warn forecast. Maybe both, Gary.
Yeah, a little of both. Right now, it looks like the wildfire smoke will be overhead for the next couple of days, but because the tropics are active, it's slowing down the progression of weather systems and keeping our weather very quiet. That's not the case to the south. This is Hurricane Sally. You can see on high-resolution Doppler radar the outer bands just starting to get close to Pensacola, Florida, right along the southern coast of the panhandle of Florida, heading toward Mississippi and Alabama, and eventually toward eastern portions of Louisiana. Hurricane warnings are in effect as far west as New Orleans, as far east as the far western portion of the Florida panhandle, tropical storm warnings inland, and then also to the east of the center of circulation into the rest of the panhandle of Florida. Right now, Hurricane Sally, a strong tropical or a strong hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 100 miles per hour, gusts to 120 miles per hour. The storm moving west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. The slow movement means that there'll be a lot of rain. In fact, some areas could pick up perhaps as much as 10 to 20 inches of rain before all is said and done. And that's in addition to, as it makes landfall or gets close to landfall by 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, maximum sustained winds about 110 miles per hour with gusts to 130 miles per hour. Looks like the area right around Mobile, Alabama probably will get the brunt of the wind, but there could be a very strong storm surge, not only there, but even into the area around Lake Pontchartrain and the New Orleans area as well, from the winds coming in the opposite direction. But you can see it still maintains its strength into Wednesday afternoon, and then eventually weakens into a tropical depression and rains itself out over the southeastern part of the United States, bringing heavy rain there. But the tropics are very active. Not only do we have Sally, we have strong Hurricane Paulette that just passed over Bermuda, and then to the east, we've got Tropical Storm Teddy. We have Tropical Storm Vicky, potential for more tropical development from the next weather system coming off the coast of Africa, and this is the remnants of what was once Tropical Storm Renee. So very active in the Atlantic Ocean. Three things you need to know right now: the wildfire smoke will continue overhead, but at a high altitude, so it should not affect our air quality down near the ground, at least at this point. So that's good news, but it definitely will put a haze in the overhead sky. Mild weather is expected for tomorrow and Wednesday with high temperatures in the upper 70s. Some areas may touch 80 degrees, and then cooler weather is on the way for the end of the week. High temperatures will be back in the 60s for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday as well. So our forecast for tomorrow calls for that hazy sunshine. It'll be breezy and very mild, high temperature topping out at 79 degrees. The 7 to 10 day forecast, another mild day on Wednesday with highs in the upper 70s, but a cold front will come through late in the afternoon. Switch our winds to the northwest, and then cooler weather will move in. Highs mid-60s Thursday, around 60 for Friday and Saturday. Then a bit of a warm-up early next week. The only chance of rain I have in the next 10 days, slight chance of a shower on Monday and Wednesday of next week.
Come at 6, still to come at 6, we'll head over to the Henry Vilas Zoo to check out one of the newest additions. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I was sworn into the United States Senate in a hospital. My wife and daughter had been killed in an automobile crash. And lying in the bed were my two little boys. I couldn't have imagined what it would have been like if I didn't have insurance to cover them immediately and fully. 40 years later, one of those little boys, my son Bo, was diagnosed with terminal cancer, given months to live. I can't fathom what would have happened if the insurance companies had the power to say, last few months you're on your own. The fact of the matter is, healthcare is personal to me. Obamacare is personal to me. When I see the President of the United States try to eliminate this healthcare in the middle of a public health crisis, that's personal to me too. We've got to build on what we did because every American deserves affordable health care. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Fry Construction is celebrating their 25-year anniversary, which means big savings on home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. respected in the industry, and voted best of Madison. Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. And now, for a limited time, save 25% off gutters or insulation with a full roof, siding, or window project, all with zero down, 0% interest for 12 months. Contact Fry Construction today.
Drive-through flu shots are now at Hy-Vee. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy now has a drive-through flu shot clinic, so you don't even have to leave your car to get your flu shot. It's fast and convenient, and there's no appointment necessary. Check with your local store for flu shot clinic hours. And you can still get your flu shot safely inside the store anytime the pharmacy is open, with no appointment necessary. Get your flu shot, plus earn a 20-cent fuel saver, only at Hy-Vee. Some restrictions apply.
If you're hearing a grinding or squealing when coming to a stop, it's time to have your brakes checked. Meinike's 23-point inspection will identify the problem and get them in working order. Stop in or make an appointment online today. Meineke, doing car care right.
Tuesday morning, we're continuing to follow how UW-Madison is handling the COVID-19 outbreak on campus.
And that outbreak may have more kids moving back home. We'll tell you why more young people are living with their parents than ever before.
We'll see you tomorrow.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Governor Tony Evers and other state leaders today announced an $8 million effort to support the state tourism industry. The travel stimulus grant program allows businesses to apply for two types of funding: money that will be used to keep tourism operations going amid the pandemic, and also to promote a safe experience for travelers during this time. Our 35th annual Coats for Kids campaign has officially begun. Today, all Dane County Clinky Cleaners locations started accepting donations. Coats will be collected until October 10th. That's when the collections end and the cleaning process begins. We spoke with the owner of Clinky Cleaners this morning.
We need everything: hats, scarves, mittens, snowsuits, snow pants, so more than just coats, and then we need plus size coats. We generally get a lot of kids coats, a lot of adult coats, but we need the as big as coats can come.
Distribution will be October 23rd to the 31st.
And finally tonight, the Henry Vilas Zoo with a new addition. Meet Sammy. She is a 1-year-old female harbor seal. Arrived at the zoo last month. According to a release, Sammy came from the Alaska Zoo and completed all of her health checks. She will be joining the 2 male harbor seals at the zoo.
Harbor seals, though they're not endangered, they're a great representative of a lot of marine mammal life that can be at risk right now through a lot of climate change.
Sammy was brought to the zoo using funds raised during Giving Tuesday last year. The zoo also brought 6 new flamingos, a camel, a bison, and birds with that money. And this year's Giving Tuesday is set for December 1st.
Welcome to Madison, Sammy. And here's Gary with a final check of our forecast.
Things are pretty quiet out there right now. We've got the hazy sunshine. Live view from the Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam in Platteville shows that haze in the sky. Temperatures right now, 70 in Madison to our south and west, mainly lower 70s in the 60s to the north and east. For tomorrow, look for sunny skies, high temperatures near 80 degrees. Look for another mild day on Wednesday. Cooler weather for the end of the week, but very little in the way of rain chances the next 10 days.
All right, Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.